booties for black girl nerds.
Thank you, ladies, for your time. Congratulations on a Bittersweet last season. I enjoyed the whole ride, so I'm going to keep it very spoiler free. Betty, beginning with you, when I talked to Wendell in the group just before you, he mentioned connecting you with a CIA agent to help you with, adding some canon or sorts to your character. What
Yes.
doesn't what does a CIA agent tell you? Is it, what is the instruction that they would give to someone with your skills as a performer?
Oh, well, I mean, I asked her a lot of questions. Kelly is her name, Kelly Caldwell. She's really vivacious and young and intelligent, of course. So it was really rewarding to hear about her life and her journey. She did divulge a lot of things that are probably I don't think they're top secret, otherwise she wouldn't tell me. But she's been to parts of the world and seen things that would probably make me want to commit myself. But so it's a challenging job for sure, and she somehow has managed to keep her light and her love for life throughout it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I really enjoyed that. Abbie, it took everything I could to not go, Cathy, girl, where you been? Where you been? But now you are back, and we are happy to see you back. There was always so much discussion to where you went. Now that you can reemerge and we can reconnect with you as fans, do you have like a theory in your mind of what she was doing?
I mean, I feel like because when you watch season 2, he's really off over. He's not at home, right? He's barely got his feet on American soil. So I just think their relationship didn't hold up, and in season 1 they never really like consummated their relationship and made it above board and real. And so I think season 2, and he's off doing his thing and she's following her career, and it wasn't a main part of his existence at that point in time, or the narrative in a way. But in season 4 there's a coming home of sorts, even though he's still off doing things internationally. You do feel Washington DC and his home kind of creeps in. You see his old car from season 1, and you're going into his brownstone, and I think she's a part of that world. So she's there again, yeah.
And last, we're going to wrap me soon. So Betty, back over to you. What is the favorite, excluding the current season, what do you say is a favorite thing that your character has undergone, excluding this current season?
Excluding. Oh, so many of my favorite things happened in this season. It's been really wonderful to see her evolve thanks to Jack, and vice versa. He's really evolved thanks to her. They've found this common ground, which is one pretty characteristic of, I think, women in charge. We tend to be much more collaborative or have the potential to be. So but with Jack in particular, because he is so outside the box and she's so inside the box and structured, and that's how she's gotten to where she's gotten to. Because of Jack, she's able to just bend a bit more, and I think that really helped her evolve. And he's been able to ground a bit more thanks to her. So yeah, that sort of meeting of minds was
Awesome.
rewarding.
I have really enjoyed this ride. Thank you so much for all your talents for this project over these 4 seasons. Again, welcome back, Abbie. Thank you again. Have a wonderful season.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I appreciate it. Welcome to the series.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Michael, I'll begin with you for Domingo. I don't want to say too much about the character because
You can. These are weird interviews.
I
These are
know,
very
but
ambiguous interviews.
yeah, because I don't want to ruin the experience at all. So I will ask this. When a new character is added to a series that's already established, if you're an audience member, what do you like about new characters added to a specific mix from that perspective?
For me, I'm like, they got to open up in a way so that it's somewhat memorable, so that you'd like, oh, that guy's, so that you could put it down in your memory bank, so that when you watch him again, you know what he's up to, right? And I think that they do it in this series. And then after that, you kind of want them to keep going and moving along with the story and with the show. You kind of, it's like anybody like who's a guest star on Friends, like they kind of got the rhythm of the show, and they weren't like it wasn't too distracting. So that's kind of what you want in this one.
For sure. And same for you, Louis. Again, coming into an established group, what is the biggest pro about being the new kid when you come into an already established institution?
I felt like we had to come in strong, like you're the relief pitcher in the ninth inning. You come in throwing heat. And so in that sense, it's less, I'm not trying to create something that has I'm not trying to carry on something, No, I have the luxury of no one having met my character. So in that sense, there's less pressure. I just do my thing,
Wherever you land in the spectrum, good, bad, indifferent, black, white, gray, as a character on the show, there's tons of action and there's a lot of physicality. Michael, how was the physicality for you? Fun? Dangerous? Do we have any near mishaps that we have to,
Well,
say
I'm
couple
gonna be honest. I don't know how to swim, and
I don't either.
I don't either. You know what I mean? I grew up in Chicago, where the pool was like about that deep, and it was the public pool. I don't know if you remember, but they had like concrete sprout where it's from the ground, and it was going this way, and it was like I live right by Cook County
It's
Jail.
like a splash pad.
Dude, it was like I grew up right by Cook County Jail, dude. It wasn't like, you know what I mean, like fancy and stuff, dude. So I was like, they did, fire hydrants sometimes were open, and that was your introduction to water. So when I jumped into the water, I was like, hey, bros, I don't really know how to swim, dude. And then they're like, okay. So they put some wetsuits on, and then we're like, we didn't have any time. They're like, dude, this is gonna keep you afloat. And I was like, okay, cool, here we go, dude. And so you just go on the leap of faith, and if you see it, I'm like, I swim so fast. My feet are not doing this because I don't know how to do that. I'm just all upper body, and I get to the boat so fast because I'm so scared.
See, now
So I
they're
didn't drown
wrapping.
those, so that's good. So I got that going.
I'm very glad that you didn't drown, and they are wrapping me. So now I got to go back and find that scene now. So I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Have a marvelous season. I enjoyed all of the episodes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome
Hello,
to
Bianca.
season. I am so happy to be with both of you. It's been a stressful 4 seasons for you, Wendell, 3 seasons for you, Michael. Michael, I'll begin with you actually. There's a certain level of anxiety that comes from the fan perspective, watching you all travel through all these adventures that you do. So how does the level of stress of the final season add compared to the previous seasons? Because every season the ante gets raised up.
Yeah, I think we raised it again. Like, don't expect to kick back on your couch for this one. I think we do what we do again this year, and it is edge of your seat again. But there's also an incredibly cool, very human element about this season as well. That's kind of we bring it back full circle from 1 to 4, and bring it back home, which can make it even more terrifying. And I mean home in many ways. You'll see. I don't want to spoil too much.
Right. I enjoyed that. Sometimes with shows that have a lot of action, there can be like a sort of fatigue, but I like the balance of this season. We got some story, we found out some things about people, plus we got all the whistles and bangs that we love. So Wendell, over to you. Excluding this season, what's been your favorite character develop, something that's happened to James from when we met him in season 1 up through season 3?
Oh, wow. Actually, wow, that's a good question. I'd have to exclude this season. Hold on.
Yeah, this season
yeah,
is
this
it,
season,
without a doubt.
Good stuff happens this season.
this season that, yeah. But you see why. You know, you see the commitment he has to his job, and the commitment he has to what is truthful and what is authentic and what is important. But while he pursues that, sometimes he can be blind to what he may be neglecting. And it was just alluded to, and then it comes to a head in this season that you asked me not to speak about. But the thing, the thing I love about him is the fact that, and I was saying just earlier how it's the most difficult part of the work that I had to do, which is be multilingual. And I am not. I'm far from it. And it's the most difficult stuff to learn. It was difficult to learn Spanish, difficult to learn Russian, just for the few lines that I had and try to make it as fluid as possible. I love that. It was unexpected, and it shows you, it reflected the sort of uniqueness of really the real officers in the CIA, which the pleasant surprise was it looks more like America than I thought, right? When I first met them, I was like, wow, this is not what I expected. I didn't think that the agency would be as diverse as I thought it would be, or that I see it to be. So that was a pleasant surprise, and that's the thing that I loved about the evolution of the first 3 years. You got to see officers that you'd never see before, and that's who James Greer was.
And lastly, Michael, for you, for Mike November, as we bid so long for now to all of you, what is something you want fans to remember most about Mike November, what he meant to the team, to the government team?
I don't know, he's always up for a good time, right? he's always ready. There's so many things that I love about this character. I mean, his name is one of the greatest names in TV history, I think. But I think that his moral compass, you know, that he has the same moral compass as James, as Jack, that's what these three guys, sure, they have this great bond and this great friendship, but they all share that exact same moral compass, which is straight as an arrow, and I'm gonna do the right thing, you know? And that's something that these two men bring out of Mike that might not exist with him in his everyday life, especially post-CIA.
And because you're from Black Girl Nerd, Betty Gabriel gives a great performance, and she is reflective of Black women in the CIA. I actually put her in touch with one of our liaisons, this African-American woman.
Can't say her name.
I can't say her name. She gave up her cover, but I'm not going to say her name. And it was wonderful off-screen to be able to put them in touch with each other, and on-screen to see how she replicated her and the work that she does on-screen. She gives a great performance.
Betty's just
Betty's great.
She knocks it out of the park, man. Knocks it out.
She really did. Well, they are wrapping me. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you for these wonderful seasons.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.